Today, I am teaching them to be safe around heat. Hey guys, my name is Vanessa, and every single Thursday for this month of July, a few other YouTube mamas and myself are sharing with you guys different recipes for kids in the kitchen, to get your kids in the kitchen over summer or whenever, not necessarily in summer, but summer is the perfect time. So I took a little bit of a different route. I'm not just sharing any recipe with you guys, I'm actually teaching my kids in the kitchen, and I'm focusing on certain things each time. So last week we did a lot of the easy first steps, just dipping our toes in, and that was just mixing and creating, decorating, that kind of thing. So there is a playlist in the description that has last week's videos, and it will have today's video. So make sure you check that out. Once you watch everybody's videos, make sure you leave them a lemon emoji so they know that I sent you. Today we are working with heat. So we're only doing 2 recipes because I do want to start them out really easy. And I say recipes. We're cooking 2 things, and that is breakfast themed because they love when we make breakfast together. So today we're doing some scrambled eggs, and then we're doing some waffles. So let's get right into it. So we are going to start out with scrambled eggs because this is fairly simple. So we are going to do 7 eggs. I did 1, and then I let each of the kids crack 2 for themselves, even though we all cooked it at once. So you're going to see that they're really afraid. They're like, how hard do I hit it? So luckily we actually had no shells with everybody's go around this time, but you'll see it wasn't the case with the waffles that we're gonna make coming up next. But they definitely needed to wipe their hands after every single egg that they cracked. So make sure, 1, you have your kids wash their hands because they are going to touch everything. And 2, make sure you have some extra washcloths or paper towels hanging out nearby so the kids can wipe their hands off as needed. All right, so after everybody had their eggs cracked and in the bowl, I opt to add a tablespoon of milk per egg. So there's 7 tablespoons of milk in this bowl. My daughter Pearl is whisking it up. They all took turns doing different things. Rose, my daughter Rose, was definitely the most timid in the kitchen, but hopefully by getting her in there more, she will open up and be willing to try new things. But let me know if you guys mix anything in with your eggs when you're making scrambled eggs. My husband does not, but like I already mentioned, I like adding milk. I really feel like it makes your eggs very fluffy. So we are actually adding butter to our skillet instead of any kind of spray or oil. I feel like this definitely helps the eggs as well and gives it that extra flavor. So this is 1 tablespoon. We are doing 7 eggs again. So I actually had my son Bryce cut the butter, but he was a little nervous about it, so I didn't film that part. I just filmed him putting the butter in the pan, and now I showed him that I wanted him to kind of just rub the butter around the skillet. So now he is trying that out. Butter is melted, and this is my daughter Rose. She's a little nervous, so she asked me to help her. She was really nervous about getting too close to that heat. So I'm gonna hold onto the bowl with her, and together we're gonna pour the eggs into the skillet. And now each of them are going to get a turn. I'm gonna show them, this is how I do it. I just scrape all over while the eggs are cooking. So all of the kids are gonna jump up and have their own turn scraping the eggs. Now, I did opt to not put salt and pepper into the eggs while they were cooking. I wanted the kids to see how fast it came out in this shaker, so I'm letting them put their own salt and pepper on their eggs. I did add fruit later on to their breakfast. They had some strawberries, but for now we're just focusing on the eggs, and I wanted them to be really paying attention to what they were doing without anything extra on their plate. Bryce, did you enjoy making your scrambled eggs?
Yes.
Did you think it was hard?
No.
No?
I did a perfect egg.
You did a perfect egg. What about you, Pearl? Yeah? Did you like it? Yeah. All right, how do they taste though?
It tastes yummy.
Is it yummy?
Scratching it.
You liked scratching it? Yeah, pushing the eggs on the pan. It's really good? Awesome.
What else do we do? Maybe it's because of my egg.
Maybe because of your egg. That's why they taste good? Yeah. You guys, this cookbook, I love it. So this is a recipe we have yet to try, the waffles, and I will have the cookbook linked down below, but you need vanilla, cream cheese, eggs, baking powder, a little salt, some cinnamon, and then of course your sugar replacement. And then I have a bowl for mixing it in that the kids are gonna help, and then of course a waffle maker. So I'll have the cookbook and the maker that I have linked down below, but I pre-marked the cream cheese so my daughter would know where to cut it. She was a little confused when I asked her to cut it into bites. So this helped her out a lot. Pearl is definitely my child who loves to be in the kitchen. You can see she's got a little blue in her hair there. We used some spray chalk earlier. So she's just going to cut up the cream cheese for us. And now that she is done cutting it all up, she's just going to get it in our mixing bowl. Okay, now for the eggs. The scrambled eggs, they did so well, but this time they're super nervous about the eggs. They're like, I don't want to bust it. So they each had their turn. They each cracked 2 eggs, and this is definitely something that we're going to continue practicing with until they get more comfortable, but they did enjoy it. They definitely do not like getting the yolk all over their fingers. So again, make sure you have something on the side if your kids want to wipe off in between each egg, because my kids definitely wanted to do that. All right, now we take turns adding the rest of the ingredients. So my son is adding the sugar replacement. And then my daughter is adding the baking powder. Next up is my other daughter adding the cinnamon. Back to my other daughter, Rose. She didn't want to pour the vanilla bean paste. I don't have extract. I love using vanilla bean paste. So I am pouring it for her into the teaspoon, and then she's going to dump it in the bowl. Okay, so the recipe called for a pinch of salt. So I asked my son to do it, and he was like, no, let's add a little bit more. But they turned out okay. And last step, we're just mixing it. So my kids have never used the mixer before. So I went ahead and showed them how easy it was to do. And then they each took a turn. However, my daughter Rose did not want to do it. So only Bryce and Pearl helped mix up the waffle batter. And once you're done mixing it up, it needs to rest for 10 minutes. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes.
Sure, 10 minutes. Starting now.
All right, time to get cooking. I already did a test one and it turned out pretty good. And I did a test one that way I could show the kids how to do it. I use a half a cup at a time to add to my waffle maker. That just works out pretty much perfectly for the one that I own. So I had the kids fill their cup and try to pour it as in the middle as they could, but they really liked kind of just going all over their waffle pan. So I did spread it out a little bit for each of them, I think, to help them out. And then we also, the kids, I did not add any of the Lily's chocolate chips to my waffle, but of course each of the kids wanted to add their little chocolate chips to their own waffle. So we are just going to get these baking up and see how they turn out. All right, last one. So Rose is the only one who did not want to take her waffle out. She's still a little shy in the kitchen, like I've mentioned, but Pearl is taking hers out now. And then I completely forgot to share them eating the waffles, but I promise they ate them up. I really enjoyed it, and they want me to make these again, or they want to make these again. So this was definitely a winning recipe for our house. All right, that was it. The kids had a blast, and now my son is like, okay, Mom, I don't need your help anymore. Whenever I want scrambled eggs, I'm gonna make scrambled eggs. So I was like, I still need to keep an eye on you, okay? But I'm happy that you feel confident enough to make yourself some scrambled eggs. Definitely a little bit more practice on cracking the eggs. They were very, very scared. I was like, don't be too scared. You can give it a good whack. But they were like delicately doing that. So we did have some shells that we had to pick out, but they had a really good time. So I hope you guys are getting your kids in the kitchen. If you guys have any suggestions for next Thursday, if you want me to do anything specific with the kids or a certain recipe, a certain theme to the video, let me know that down below, because you guys always give me really great ideas. So that is it for today. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Give this video a big thumbs up if you are enjoying the series, because I may continue it past July. Subscribe if you you are new, I would love for you guys to join my community here. Don't forget to check out the playlist down below with everybody else's videos with their kids in the kitchen, and leave them that lemon emoji in the comments so they know that I sent you. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.